All right, here is the deal. Women test men. I've said it, but it's not for the reasons that you think. It's not malicious or premeditated or meant to hurt you. In fact, we women aren't testing you men hoping that you'll fail. We test to protect ourselves, our bodies, and our hearts. We're hoping you'll pass these tests. And testing usually comes in the form of saying and doing things so that we can see a man's emotional strength and confidence. We do this as an unconscious filtering tactic to select the best partner for ourselves. The problem is, most men don't even know when they're being tested or fear everything is a test, and therefore they fail miserably and lose out on amazing opportunities with women. As your ring girl, I can't let you be like that. So in this video, I'm going to show you the 10 most common things women say when testing a man and the word-for-word best responses to each of these little tests. So pay attention, take notes as we go over these one by one, because believe me, this will completely transform your results with women and change the outcomes of all your interactions with them. Let's dive in. I'm Marni, and from here on out, I am going to be your very own personal wing girl. Every week, my videos give you the no BS insider info about what women really want, not what they say they want. Plus, the most effective methods to win over any woman you like. So just hit that subscribe button now below so that you never miss a single video of mine, because it's very needed information. So before we get started, I wanted to ask you something. Do you currently have a good skincare routine that will help you fight the signs of aging and leave you with clean, glowing, young skin? This isn't a test, by the way, just a question. Because if not, then I want to tell you about today's video sponsor, Tiege Hanley. Tiege will help you take care of your skin by keeping it fresh, clean, clear, and oh so sexy. Women will be wanting to kiss that face of yours. Trust me. If skincare is new to you, then I recommend that you start with their level 1 system, which comes with all the basics. It comes with a daily face wash, an exfoliant scrub, an AM moisturizer with 20 SPF, and a nighttime moisturizer. And to make it super easy, they provide you with this cute little instruction card in every box that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, in what order. It comes in handy. But you don't have to just take my word for it, because they have over 5,000 5-star reviews from customers around the globe. This isn't something that you want to put off, because prevention is key. You want to avoid all the lines. Get ahead of the signs of aging now. Your future self will thank you. In addition to amazing skin, members of Tiege Hanley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off the retail price, access to exclusive monthly deals. You can pause or cancel at any time, and there is free shipping in the US. And because Tiege is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers, you, a great deal. So just click that first link in the description and you will get 30% off your first box plus a free gift. So do not miss out on this amazing deal. Click that link to get started. All right, here are the 10 most common things women say to test you. Number 1, bet you say that to all the girls. A woman might say this to you when you first start talking to her, because to her, you come off as somewhat confident and charismatic, like a guy or a type of guy who is probably really good with girls, which means the woman is making this statement to see whether or not you are a player, someone who will hurt her because you see her as just a number. So what she's looking for in that moment is a fun response to challenge her comment, which blasts that fear that's in her head. Unfortunately, most guys do not get this, and they don't do this. So they get threatened by this statement because they don't want to seem like a player or a pickup artist or a jerk or some sleazy guy who's just trying to hit on her. Then what happens is they become like kind of apologetic and start telling her how they don't say that to all the girls, or how they rarely approach girls, and so on and so on and so on, which is a huge mistake. It's like backpedaling your confidence. So that completely shatters her image of you as a confident guy who's good with girls. So the best way to respond here, and to most of these tests women throw at you, is to say something playful like, actually, this is the first time I've ever talked to a girl. Right? Cute. Or, yeah, of course, practice makes perfect. And it could even be followed up with something sincere if you're over 30 by saying something like, but with you, I actually mean it, followed by some really good eye contact. Now, another version of this test might be something like this. Assuming you say something funny or clever to a girl in real life when you meet her, or send her a first text on a dating app after you match with her, she might reply with something like this. Is that your best pickup line? This one doesn't necessarily mean she thinks you're good with girls, but she won't tell you this unless she finds you somewhat intriguing and attractive. So you can respond with something like, no, this is like my third best. I'll give you my best one if I start to like you more. Like, see how these are fun and playful? Or you can say, you want me to pick you up when we only just met? I thought you were a good girl. Once again, it's keeping things playful, right? It's taking her like insecurity and her nervousness about you and kind of responding to it, but being funny at the same time, which pushes it forward. So number 2, buy me a drink. There is nothing wrong with buying a girl a drink. However, if a girl tells you this when you've just met her and have barely talked to her, it's because she wants to know if you're like every other guy who's willing to do anything she asks for. So the best response here is to reject her request while keeping a fun vibe and keeping it lighthearted. So you can say something like, sure, I'll buy you a drink if I find you interesting. Or, does that usually work on other guys? Then move on to some other topic of conversation. Or even throw a hoop jumper comment at her like this, I'll buy you a drink, but first you have to ask me in an Australian accent. So this will show her you're a man with boundaries and not another nice guy who's willing to bend over backwards for her. Yes, some girls will actually walk away if you don't buy a drink, and that's okay. These women are absolutely not worth your time. Number 3, are you hitting on me? So here's a little secret about us women. If a woman asks if you're hitting on her, she knows you're hitting on her, right? It's her flirtatious way to say it. She simply wants to know if you'll shy away from it or embrace it like a confident man who knows what he wants. So there's no need to answer this question literally because she already knows the answer. So here is what you can say to something like this. So you'd say, if it's working, then yes. Or, I would answer that question, but I've been told girls love a mysterious guy, so who knows, okay? Number 4, you look old. When talking to women much younger than you, this is a common thing you will hear. Like, how old are you? But this is rarely a real objection. Once again, she just wants to see if your confidence is shaken by it. So here is the thing. If you're an older guy, she naturally assumes you're more mature, self-assured, and grounded. So if she sees you get all awkward and insecure about your age, you're instantly going to kill that positive assumption she's made about you and push her away. So the best response here is to say something like, yeah, I actually fought in the First World War. It was brutal. Or, right? Play with your age. Or even something as simple as, indeed I am. And then move on with the conversation. You're owning it. Remember, this is rarely a real objection. She only wants to see if you become insecure about it. In fact, the same goes for this next one, which is number 5. I only date guys above 6 feet. Believe it or not, 9 out of 10 times, this one isn't a real objection either. Yes, some women only date a guy who's above 6 feet, but believe me, the vast majority of women don't care about your height if you're a confident guy with strong character. That character is tall. And if you don't get insecure about your height, the way to show her that you're not insecure is to take this test as an opportunity to get playful and say something like, oh great, I also only date guys above 6 feet. So we have something in common, so much in common. Or, that's perfect, I only date girls who date guys above 6 feet, so lucky you. Now, another version of this height objection you might get from a woman is this: I don't date short guys. Once again, this is nothing to be threatened by. It's not game over. These are ideals, not facts. Just keep your cool and respond by being playful, like, well, that's great. I don't either. Again, I'm just trying to show this playful thing that's really important. Or, date, I haven't even decided if I like you yet. It's really that simple, okay? Once she sees your confidence is not shaking by her comment about your height or height in general, she can't help but gain respect for you and feel sparks of attraction. Okay, number 6, you're not my type. So here is another secret about women. We might think and even say we have a type, but we are all willing to make exceptions for the right guy. So this, you're not my type, doesn't mean much, if anything. So simply keep your cool as always and respond with something playful like, nah, I'm sure you'll love me anyway, just give it time. Right? Confidence. Or, well, that's okay. Not everyone has good taste after all. Okay? Throwing it back at her, which I like. Number 7, I don't give out my number just like that. If you ask a woman for her number and she says this, it's because she's not completely sold on you yet. This isn't necessarily a test, but it's still an opportunity, a great opportunity for you to showcase confidence and flip her attraction switch. So a lighthearted and fun response to this would be something like, "It's okay, I don't mind being your first." Or something like, "Don't worry, you can trust me with your number. I won't give it to anyone else." Right? Kind, but kind of playful. Number 8, can we just be friends? This one is hard to hear from a girl that you like, and I get it. Trust me, it's like, stab to the heart. But once again, a girl will only say this to you when she's not completely sold on you yet. And it gives you the opportunity to show confidence and help her feel more attracted to you. So an easy reply to this is, "We can try that." And then simply move on with the conversation like it's no big deal, right? Another tactic you can use here is to use what I call countering. Here, instead of accepting her offer to be just friends, you propose a counter offer that aligns more with your interest, of what you want. So something like, "Okay, we can hang out as friends, but I'd like the option to upgrade when we really hit it off." This shows her that you're not some typical nice guy who's gonna just take whatever she says and back away. You're standing up for what you want. You're expressing your wants, and you're also doing it in a manner that's not pushy or manipulative. That's extremely attractive to women. So it makes it very hard to say no to. Number 9, we're not having sex tonight. I've said this several times. A woman might say this when you're out on a date with her, or maybe even at a party or a bar or a club type environment, if you meet her there and you really hit it off. Now, most guys get all defensive when they hear this and start explaining that sex wasn't even on their minds, they're not trying to sleep with her, and so on and so on. And this is a huge mistake. So we can sense when a guy is sexually interested in us. And when you blatantly lie about your intentions, it turns us off. You see, you have to understand one thing. A woman will say, "We're not having sex tonight," because of one reason only. And it's not because she doesn't want to sleep with you. The fact that she's bringing up sex is proof that she's thinking about that. You may expect her to have sex, which means she's thinking about you and sex, which is a good thing. It's that she doesn't want you to view her as someone who will just sleep with you because you're confident, winny, and charming like all the other girls she's imagining fall for that. Remember, girls want to be special. We want to be different than the others. And this testing statement is a way for her to express that to you. So when you hear this, you can either respond to this with something funny if you want, like, "Absolutely, I'm saving myself for marriage anyways." Or you can be direct and comfort her by saying, "Sure, we don't have to do anything you're not comfortable with." Very clear. Either of those options will work like magic. And more often than not, you'll actually end up in bed together that night instead of the other thing. Number 10, I have a boyfriend. So this is the trickiest one of all because on one hand, she might be telling the truth and she actually has a boyfriend. But on the other hand, she might just say this because she's not interested in you, which isn't so great. So the best thing you can do here is stay in the game a little longer to find out. Say something fun and playful like, "Oh no, how long have you had that problem?" Or, "That's great, he can make us breakfast in bed." Confidence. If she laughs and starts engaging with you more, you can just keep the conversation going from there and hopefully we'll escalate into something and you'll find out she was lying. And then ask her at some point, "Okay, so seriously, do you have a boyfriend or not? Don't worry, I can handle it. I am a big boy." If she doesn't laugh and engage with you, then assume she's telling the truth and you can move on. But in case she was making up the boyfriend thing to turn you down politely, she will be extremely impressed by you and how well you handled it and rethink her opinion of you. Okay, that said, we're at the end of our list of things women say to test you. As you would have noticed, the main way to handle these tests is to say something fun and playful that shows you're not bothered by them. And I've given you plenty of examples today that you can copy or use as inspiration. But if you like proven formulas and frameworks to come up with fun things to say on the fly with women so you can have playful conversations with women with absolute ease, you should click the link below and check out the Banter Guide, which I love. The Banter Guide gives you the best techniques and formulas for having fun, playful conversations with women and gives you countless lines and examples that you can copy and paste right away, from conversation starters to teasing tactics to lines for playful challenges with girls, you get it all inside the banter guide. In fact, you'll get tons of more replies and comebacks to handle a woman's tests that she throws at you. So if you struggle to come up with things to say to women when talking to women, or be seen as interesting and fun, the banter guide is for you. You're gonna learn how to banter like a champ. So click the link below, the second link. Thousands of my students have used the lines and techniques inside the banter guide to date, sleep with, be with gorgeous women, and there's no reason why it can't do the same thing for you. So click the link in the description below. Lastly, thank you for watching this video till the very end. I hope you found it useful, and as always, I'll see you again next week.